Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so people have been asking me for a while to do this video, basically to just give my predictions on what I think the 350 million download celebration banners are going to look like. So I put some work into it today, looking at the older banners to try and do some research. I tried to make picks that I think are the most logical, but then honestly when I got nearer to the end I started to find it a little bit more difficult, so I kind of threw in a couple of wild cards. So this is kind of a mix of what I realistically think the banner will be, and then the last two or three, maybe two I think, units are probably a little bit more random, but I guess we will have to go ahead and see. So basically, I tried to use last year's banners as a blueprint, because if we look at the last year's banners, this is the Vegeta one, and then this is the Bootanks one. Obviously, we have the new unit and the new side unit. Then we had the previous Worldwide Celebration unit. We had the 4th Anniversary LR, the 3rd Anniversary LR. Then we had a couple of dual Dokkan Fests on here, like the Golden Week, because these were different for Global and JP. Global did not get the Boo and Gotenks because they hadn't released on Global. If we switch up to the tab at the top here, we can change to Global. We got Cooler on one banner and AGL Bardock on the other one. But this year, this slot should be taken up by the GT Super Saiyans, which, because they came out on both versions at the same time, the banners shouldn't change. So spoiler alert, that's what I think is going to be there. Then we have another dual Dokkan Fest. We had Transforming Vegeta. And then these older Dokkan Fests that were at least kind of relevant, because obviously they are older Boo units. And then the same is kind of the case on the Goku banner. We had on the Vegito banner, we had a couple of older Vegito units, and then obviously the Transforming Goku instead of Transforming Vegeta. But mostly it is the sort of counterparts to each other. So I think, judging by that, obviously we're going to have the two new units. I'll show that at the end. We're obviously assuming that it's going to be a Goku and a Frieza, which is most likely. We don't know what they're going to be in terms of, is it going to be base Goku that transforms to Super Saiyan? Is he just going to start off as Super Saiyan and maybe have like a Rage mode or something? We obviously just don't know at this point, so I'm not going to make any sort of speculation about what the units are going to be. I just kind of used a placeholder image for them. Same with the side banner units, we don't really have any idea. I would like to see for the Goku banner like a Armor Gohan, maybe Krillin, maybe a Gohan and Krillin together. And then for the Frieza banner, either Zarbon, Dodoria, maybe Zarbon and Dodoria together. I think any of those would be good options, but they could essentially be anything. So looking through based on these lists, we have, so if we treat this as the Goku banner, so we have the previous Worldwide Celebration banner unit, which was of course the Bootanks and Vegito. I think they're going to do what they did last time and do the old switcheroo. As you can see here, Vegito was the more super types banner, but they put Cell on here, and then on the Boo banner they put Gohan. I think they also did this because Gohan was probably, I would say almost definitely, more hype of a unit than Cell. Whereas Vegito was more hype of a unit than Bootanks, so it makes sense for them to switch them up like that. So I do think Bootanks will be on the Goku banner. Next up we have, with the banners having the 4-year LRs, I think this year we will get the 5-year LRs. I feel like that makes sense following that same trend. So on this banner I put Gogeta, and then on the other banner I put the Vegito instead of the Bootanks, and then Vegito again, basically just because, again, I think Vegito is probably the more hype unit out of the two. People generally seem to consider that Vegito is slightly better than the Gogeta, and with these kind of banners, like Goku is definitely going to be way more hype than Frieza, I would imagine, for most people. So I think it makes sense for them to put the slightly less hype character on Goku's banner and put the other one on Frieza's banner, just to encourage people to summon a little bit more. So I think Gogeta would be over on Goku's banner. Then I decided to put the Year 3 LRs actually on here again. And the reason I did that is because I do think when we look at the banners, we had the 4-year LRs and then the 3-year LRs. So you could say this time around we'll just get the 5-year LRs and the 4-year LRs. But the 4-year LRs, not only did they just come back for the anniversary, they were also on the GT banner. I think they've been back multiple times in the last year since the previous Worldwide Celebration, way more so than the 3-year LRs. So I mean, I know everybody's box is different. Some people probably still need the LR Super Saiyan 4s more than they do the Year 3 ones. But also with the fact that the LR Super Saiyan 4s have kind of been replaced, it definitely would be better for everyone if they weren't on here, because we obviously have the Easy A ones now. And whilst you can run them because of the same name update, it's just way better to use the Easy A ones. So I think the 3-year LRs being back on here again would make sense. And so I decided to pair them with their corresponding 5-year LR. So the Gogeta is with Gogeta, and then the Vegito is with Vegito. I feel like that makes a lot of sense, right? So then coming up, we would have the Dual Dokkan Fest, the Gotenks, and the Buu. This is where we will get the physical GT Goku, and then the Int Vegeta. I think they will just keep Goku on Goku's banner to keep that sort of trend, and then put Vegeta on Frieza's. Again, you could argue these could be switched either way. I'm not like, you know, making a hardcore double down, put money on this kind of take that Goku will be on Goku's banner and Vegeta will be on Frieza's banner. But I do think they will be on here, and I think it probably makes more sense to put Goku on Goku's banner. Just because of the sort of theme of having it as the Goku banner. So then we move on to the next Dual Dokkan Fest, where the Super Saiyan transforming Super Saiyan 2s would have been. I think we will see the return of Pikkon, and then of course Janemba. This makes sense for them to be split this way because, you know, for the most part, the Goku banner should be a Super Types banner, and the Frieza banner will be an Extreme Types banner. So we will have Janemba on the Frieza banner, and then Pikkon over on the Goku banner. I feel like that makes the most sense. Okay, so we talked about the 2 different Dual Dokkan Fests that returned, and then of course we have the slot for the transforming Goku and the transforming Vegeta. I think this year for these banners, and I know this is probably going to be a somewhat unpopular opinion, but I do think we will see the return of the transforming Goku on the Goku banner, and then I think we will actually see the return of transforming Frieza on the Frieza banner. I don't know why the images haven't loaded. There we go. So I think there's a couple of reasons for this. Obviously they fit the theme if it's going to be a Goku versus Frieza Dual Dokkan Fest. I also think there is a possibility that these units could Easy A during this celebration because they're quite old. Them getting an Easy A would be pretty good because not only would they become very solid units, they are super and extreme type leaders for 120%. Them getting an Easy A and boosting that up to 130, maybe even 140 would be really, really good for some fun team building options. So I think they will take the place of the Goku and Vegeta from the previous year. And then this is where the wildcard choices come in. So now we have 2 other Dokkan Fest exclusives. We had 2 older versions of Vegito on Vegito's banner and 2 older versions of Buu on Buu's banner. This is where I think things could be getting interesting. So one of the ones that I picked for the Goku banner was the return of Goten and Trunks. As far as I'm aware, they haven't returned on JP. I know they haven't returned on Global. They may have returned once on JP and I'm getting confused, but I don't think they've returned at all. So they would be a super good unit to put on here. They're a Kamehameha leader, and you would assume that the new Goku is going to be on the Kamehameha team. So it would kind of make a lot of sense for them to be on there. And then as another newer addition that makes sense with the theme, have the Angel Frieza on the banner for Frieza. Again, he's a newer unit. I think, has he returned once on Global maybe? But yeah, he would be a good unit to put on there. He's very, very good, so he's a solid unit to pull. And then for the final choice, I decided to go with the Namek Goku, because he is essentially an older version of the new Goku that we're going to be getting to a certain extent. And of course, there's a potential that he could Easy A as well. And we could see a situation like the anniversary banners, where one had Int UI Goku, one had Blue Evolution Vegeta. But Int UI Goku Easy A during the celebration and Vegeta didn't, which made their difference in value on those 2 banners really lopsided. So if he was to get an Easy A, they would definitely need to put a really good unit on the other banner. And since Frieza's banner is all about the extreme units, I thought this would be a perfect time to have Broly return. Because obviously he is a very, very good unit. I think he just returned on JP on Vegeta's banner though, so obviously there is a possibility that this won't be the case. This could be Bojack, it could be Cooler, it could be any random older Extreme Dokkan Fest, but obviously for Global, it would be super hype if he was to return, because we have not seen him since Saiyan Day. So I've probably did this in a really muddled way that probably wasn't the best way of going through it, but if I show you guys here, this is the image that I made. So this is the final image of what I think the banners will look like. I didn't want to show this at the beginning and just spoil the whole thing. So hopefully it wasn't too confusing the way that I talked through each of the selections. But as you can see here, we got the new unit and the side banner unit on both banners. We've got the previous Worldwide Celebration LR, the 5-year LR, and then the 3-year LR on both banners. We've got the GT Super Saiyans Dual Dokkan Fest, the Pikkon and Janemba Dual Dokkan Fest. Then we've got Transforming Goku and Frieza. We've got Goten and Trunks on Goku's banner, as well as the Namek Goku, and then Broly and Angel Frieza on the Frieza banner. So, aside from those bottom two, which I do think could be anything on either of these banners, I would say I think those 6 picks are pretty solid. Now, you could argue, like I said earlier in the video, that we'll get the 4-year LRs again instead of the 3-year ones, but they've been back so many times, I really hope that that is not the case. Like, as much as I have both the 3-year LRs rainbowed as well, so it's no difference to me which one they put on there, I think they haven't been around as much as the LR Super Saiyan 4s, so people could definitely use them a bit more, I think. So this is my overall prediction for the 2 banners. Like I said, I'm not going to die on this hill, especially for the bottom 2, but this is what I think the banners could potentially look like. So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what your banners would look like, whether it is just your ideal dream banner that you don't think is necessarily going to be, or if it is one that you think it actually is realistically going to be. Let me know all of that down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.